I'm James Norman. I'm here to tell you about my experience with TurboTax Online, an Intuit company, and to tell you by no uncertain terms that you should never, ever do business with TurboTax. There are many options out there, and you should take one of those other options. Take it from me, and a college educated 63-year-old working person who is careful about what they do and who they do business with, that this company is not worth your time and they might rip you off. TurboTax is one of these companies that when you visit their website that nothing is really abundantly clear when it comes to your account and how to pay, how to have a free account, and all this kind of stuff. There are other companies that do things like this. One is what's the home shopping with the carrot. Anyway, they do that with the button that you're supposed to press is a blue font link, not a button. And that's what happens in TurboTax as well. It's a deceptive practice. Instacart does that as well. There are many companies that I've dealt with this kind of thing. Another one was a book borrowing website that they didn't have a button. The one that you want is not a button. The one that you want is a blue font link. And so this is something that Instacart did. Now, I recently asked for a refund at Instacart. And let me just reiterate, I'm never doing business with Instacart again, and I heartily recommend to you, the viewer, that you should never do business with Instacart. I'm sorry, with Intuit. I will never do business with Intuit again, and I heartily recommend to you that you never do business with Intuit ever. So I used the TurboTax service, and this was before April 15th. I signed up for the service. I filed an extension, and sometime later, I went back on, and the idea was that I was going to use their free service because my tax, I thought, should be very simple. Filing as married, filing singly, that I could do it. I could do an EZ form. I could do a 1040 EZ. I went through the whole thing. I filled out all the forms, and it's telling me that I should pay them $139. So I canceled my account, and I opened a new one, following the free links that, how do I get a free account? So I went through the whole process, and something different happened this time, and the questionnaire turned out to be incompatible with the information that I had from my previous tax returns. So I had my old IRS tax returns, which were done by a proper accountant, and I couldn't fill in the same spaces with the same information. Numbers instead of letters, this kind of thing. I figure if my accountant is allowed to type in the words non-resident alien in the SS number of my wife, that I can do the same thing. But he sent a paper return. I could not send a paper return with Intuit. In any case, let me read you the letter that I wrote to them, to the refund request desk at Intuit. So I had to click other reason not listed above. And the comments are, there are several reasons that I want a refund. Number one, the TurboTax questionnaire is incompatible with my previous tax returns. There are answers on my previous accountant-prepared returns that are not available on TurboTax. One example is the Social Security number space for my wife. On my last 3 years' returns, it says non-resident alien. TurboTax only allows numbers. Number two, this was supposed to be free. I tried many times in many ways to change my account to free from being $135. It says $135. In the letter that I wrote, it was $139. Eventually I became desperate because I had to file soon, and I went ahead and I paid the fee. However, even after I paid the fee, the IRS returned my return. They sent my return back. I went online and found what was and it said that I have to fill in a number for her Social Security number. Well, how can that be? I don't have a number for her Social Security number. I did a little searching and I found something that I admit my error, that I believed this. It said if you have a non-resident alien spouse, put this number in and everything will be fine. Well, didn't work. The IRS sent it back to me again. So I consulted with my immigration attorney. And my immigration attorney said at this point, my wife needs to travel to an office of the American Embassy in her country, and she needs to get an ITIN number. ITIN is individual tax identification number. And she needs to sign and file a joint tax return with me. This is the only solution to my problem. This is far beyond what Intuit can do. So my wife can go to this office of the United States government. It's called an extension office. And she can go and file a W-7 application or W-7 form, which will give her a tax identification number, which means I'm going to get a refund. This is great. But this is not something that Intuit can do on TurboTax. So TurboTax has no product that I can use. I had a telephone conversation with a TurboTax rep, and she and I determined that I can't use TurboTax. It can't be done. So I'm waiting for a refund. Now, here's what happens. Here's the letter, here's the email that I got back from TurboTax within an hour of the time I sent my my request, which makes me think that a robot sent this. It was not an actual person. So the robot says, "Dear James Norman, we are unable to process the refund for TurboTax Online product, case number, blah, 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 because our satisfaction guarantee policy only covers TurboTax CD or TurboTax downloaded products. TurboTax Online is designed not to charge the customer until after they choose to file, so it is not covered under the satisfaction guarantee. If you'd like more information about our satisfaction guarantee policy, please read more here." Website. Thank you for your patience and thank you for being a TurboTax customer. I say bullshit. I think TurboTax has done nothing for me. TurboTax can do nothing for me. TurboTax used deceptive practices to make me believe that the only thing that I could do was pay for this service that wasn't going to work for me anyway. I deserve a refund. They should give me a refund. I have no question in my mind that I have been deceived. I have no question in my mind that nobody read my letter, nobody read my refund, that it was a robot. And so instead of writing back and being nice, no, I'm just going ballistic. I'm sorry. I'm posting this online. I'm posting it on all of my social media. And they lose one customer because of me. That's $139. They lose two customers because of me. That's $139 times two. They lose five customers because of me. That's $139 times five. They lose 100 customers because of me. That's $139 times 100. That's a big chunk of change. So you know what, Intuit? You can stuff this up your hard drive because you don't care about me. I certainly don't care about you. If you'd like me to take this down, we got to talk, okay? Because I'm not taking this shit from you. You have done nothing for me at all. Zero. You have done nothing for me. I received zero value for that money. And now, what happens to me? I'm $139 in the hole, and I received zero value from your product. This is what happens. Okay? You crossed the wrong guy.